If strength training feels harder lately, more confusing, and like you're doing more, but you're seeing fewer results, just stop. There is a massive new research study of 30,000 people that just changed the game. It found something that I've seen for years in women. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a simple one that you're going to do. Hey, I'm Cam, and if you're in midlife trying to figure out how to work out without feeling wiped out all the time, this video is for you. For a long time, the fitness industry made it feel way more complicated than it needs to be. Now, this isn't just my opinion. This comes from a brand new updated study from the American College of Sports Medicine. It's the first update since 2009. They looked at 137 studies. It's called a meta-analysis. So they studied the studies with over 30,000 people. And so instead of asking, what's the perfect plan? What's the elite plan? What's the only way to work out? They actually look for patterns, which I love. They looked for what actually works across real people in the real world. And this is the part I want you to hear. Simple works. I see this all the time. Women come to me thinking they need 5 workouts a week and long sessions at the gym and more cardio and more effort because that's what we were taught. All of us in the Gen X generation were raised on diet culture. Eat less, exercise more. So when our body starts changing in midlife, we're like, well, I'll just go back to what worked. And it doesn't work. It backfires. And many times we actually feel fluffier and less strong. We see less muscle because of diet culture. So here's the thing. When you're doing too much for your body in midlife, you end up feeling wiped out, hungry all the time, like off the charts, and you feel like your body's not responding anymore. But what the research showed us was a total contrast to the more is more mentality. It's actually about growing stronger muscles and leaving your workout feeling better. How does that sound? My mission is to help women in midlife stop feeling wiped out and start feeling strong. And if that sounds like what you need, I'd love for you to hit subscribe and join us here. Okay, so this is what actually mattered. And I want to slow this part down because this really matters. First, consistency beats perfection every single time. It is not the perfect plan. It is not a perfect week. It is just being consistent. The women who kept showing up, even when it wasn't perfect, saw the results. I see so many women waiting until they can do it right or until they have the perfect hour of free time. But in the meantime, nothing's happening. Your body responds to what you do regularly, not what you do perfectly. Okay, so consistency matters. Number 2, the equipment didn't matter. This one really surprises people. We've been taught forever that we need a gym or complex machine setup. But when your body doesn't know the difference between a dumbbell, a barbell, or a resistance band, it doesn't really matter. It just responds to your resistance and to your effort. So that means you can start exactly where you are. Use the equipment you have, show up consistently, and that matters. The biggest shift happened when you were starting from nothing and you were doing something. I honestly love working with beginners because I can see the potential in their body and what they can do with their body, and I get to witness the whole thing. The real magic didn't happen when people went from good to great. Okay, awesome. It actually happened when they went from nothing to something. That beginners building muscle and excitement is so exciting. And that's where real health changes lives. If you're doing something consistently, you're already in that place. And that's where the change happens. So here's the how-to formula. So what does something actually look like according to the science, according to this big meta-analysis study? It looks like this. It includes training your major muscle groups twice a week. So that means hitting the upper body twice, the lower body twice, the core twice. Your major muscle groups, you got to hit them twice. And do 2 to 3 sets of that exercise. So far, that's pretty simple. For this part of the conversation, it really goes into the science of strength training. And that means you're following a program, not a random workout you found on YouTube. The third part of this is using a weight that feels challenging towards those end of the sets. I teach it as BBHH. I want you to feel the muscle burn. I want you to be breathless. It'll feel heavy. The H stands for heavy. And you may notice a little bit of heat building up in your body. Those are the signs that I use, that I teach my clients. Yeah, you're doing enough. That means the last few reps of each and every set should feel challenging to you. Regardless of the equipment you choose, make sure it feels challenging. Now, if you're working out at home and you have like a limited amount of weights, one of the things that I love telling people to do is slow down the movement. So if you're doing, I'll do a shoulder press since I'm sitting. So I want you to slow down the part where gravity normally wins. So normally it's like up, down. Try this. Power up and then slowly bring the weight back to your shoulder. That way, when you slow down the movement, you're keeping your muscles turned on for longer. And that means the last few reps of that set are going to feel more challenging. And that's how you build midlife muscle. Now, you need to hear this. Challenging does not mean painful. If you have a cranky knee or a stiff shoulder, work within the range of motion that feels safe for you. That's really important. The goal is tension on your muscles, not pain. And when you're moving through that full range of motion, that's really important. That's the entire secret. It's really not that complicated, and it does not have to be overwhelming. And yes, this is what builds midlife muscle. And this is the thing that we need in midlife. But most importantly, when you build midlife muscle, it's going to support your health, your overall health, like your energy. You're going to have more energy for your life. Your mood feels brighter, your sleep improves, and your long term health, like blood sugar, for example, also improves. This is about how you feel in your body every single day. So if you've been sitting here thinking, I know I should be lifting weights, but gosh, this feels complicated. Let this be a permission slip to start where you are. Just start. Simply just start. Pick 2 days this week, pick a few movements, and give yourself 10 minutes. Use a weight that feels like something. If you've been using the same weight for a long time, that's a sign that you need to increase that weight. Or, like I said, move slower so your muscles feel the tension for longer. And then come back and do it again. Now, if you want something that's already laid out for you, that's exactly why I built the Menopause Minis. These are short, simple strength workouts designed specifically for this stage of life. They're about 10-ish minutes. And if you have more energy, you can stack 2 or 3 consecutive workouts together. Over the course of 6 workouts, you work your major body parts twice, and you do the right number of sets needed to actually build your muscles. And of course, I'll link that in the description below if you want to get started today. They're the best. If you're not ready for the minis and you're sitting here thinking, okay, what do I actually do? I'm going to have you watch this next video where I walk through the 4 movements I would start with if you're new to strength training. And that's going to make it a whole bunch simpler. So, bottom line is you don't need more. You need to do something that you love consistently. Science is finally catching up with the truth, and now you get to benefit from that. Be sure to hit subscribe, and I'll see you next week.